You see a lot of black women putting on hair that is not inherent to African women.
Black butter pecan queens, black warm peanut butter queens, black butterscotch queen, black fudge queen, black cinnamon queen, black sweet brown sugar queen, black pistachio, black walnut, black almond queen.
See, white people will see this and they'll take it the wrong way. And I fully understand. Thing is, I grew up around white people. So I kind of have like both sides because clearly I'm visibly not white. But my culture that I've grown up in, I didn't grow up around quote unquote black culture. So I understand white people, but I also understand black people from a perspective of almost like an outsider, right? I am, right? I am, that's who I am. I cannot change who I am. Who I am is African descent. But my culture, right, it puts me in like an outside role. So I can look, I could see the white community, I could see the black community, and I have empathy for both. I understand both. All this black, walnut, black almond queens. If you flipped it and you said like white queen, my white snow, my pure white princess, that would sound hateful to a lot of black people. So I understand that that sounds hateful if you're a white person, but you gotta understand, you gotta put yourself in the shoes of someone who these a lot of these Americans that Dr. Umar is targeting, right? These are low income, these are undereducated people. This is the reason that he's created this project. So you got to put yourself in that scenario where these are people who are stepped on, who are looked down on, who are not experiencing the quality life that many Americans have access to. That's just facts. A lot of these people legitimately don't have access to these things because of how property tax works, right? Property tax directly is paid into the school system. So if your neighborhood is a lower value neighborhood and you have lower property taxes, your schools by default, because the funding is coming from the property taxes, your schools will not be as good. And that's not to say that only black children are affected by that. Of course, there are white children that are affected by that. But I'm just saying, if I were white, I would understand this because I'm not a woman. I can empathize with how women feel on certain subjects. I'm not going to be just putting my blinders on and being biased just because I'm a man. I'm a black man, so I'm going to be a black nationalist, men's rights activist. That's a biased position. It's a self-serving position. So as a white person, you shouldn't only have self-serving views. You should be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. I could put myself in a Mexican shoes, these families that are getting deported or whatever. I could put myself in their shoes. I could empathize. I could say, how would I feel if I were that scenario? I would feel bad. I wouldn't enjoy that. That would not be, a fair shake at things, right? So when you see someone like Dr. Umar going with all this black, he is overselling it. He comes off as someone who maybe is racist and someone who's hateful. But really what he is doing is he's overselling something that is underrepresented. Black women, a lot of the time, feel not loved. They feel like they're underappreciated, right? They don't feel like, a lot of black women don't feel like they are seen as beautiful. They don't see themselves as a standard of beauty, especially in America or these Western countries where Eurocentric beauty standards, right? You're talking about, the facial structure, the nose, I'm not even going to talk about skin tone. That's, too obvious. But, the hair, right? You see a lot of black women putting on hair that is not inherent to African women, right? So black women, they do have that issue where they are underappreciated, or at least they feel underappreciated.